There we go. And 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mary Katie, welcome back to Paris Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Your plant right behind you appears to have seen better days. Have you been forgetting to water your...
I was gone for a little bit, and I don't know, maybe I needed to hire somebody to...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This thing has been around. This was my homeroom teacher in high school's plant, so...
Oh, okay. So the fact that it's made it this far...
Yeah, I graduated 20 years ago, so yeah.
Okay. Not that I wasn't going there, but you went there.
Now you know.
Okay. But yes, I guess first off, maybe just tell us a little bit. Yeah, you were in the Middle East for a while.
I was, yeah.
Great chance to kind of unplug, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to be disconnected for a little bit. I haven't actually gone on a vacation since, I think, 2018, so it was time.
Yeah.
So went all over Israel, Palestine. It was great. I think we have some new connections too. I know the mayor and the former mayor of Bethlehem, so that's kind of something we're looking at, maybe, building a relationship with.
Partner city, sister
it
city.
Could be cool, yeah. Apparently there they call it twin cities, which is kind of interesting. So.
Okay, well,
we'll be talking.
Well, which one's going to be Minneapolis? Which one's going to be St. Paul? Okay, St. Paul's
right.
The cooler one, so we're St. Paul, right?
Sure, whatever it takes. I feel like any smack talk I give to the Twin Cities, though, it's not going to be well received.
Yeah, that's true. You and I both have connections in the Twin Cities. We should probably back off.
Okay, what's next?
On that a little bit, but yeah, you've met some goats in the Middle East. You got a chance to, kind of tour around there. I guess my question would be, what did you learn about there that you're bringing back here into your position?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different mindset over there, right? You're so close. You have national governments that are maybe not warring, is it? But it's close. While I was there, the Al Jazeera reporter Shireen was killed, and so I was 5 miles away from her funeral. That was very intense, and there was a lot of people on edge during that whole time. It's just a very different atmosphere and a very different relationship between municipal government and state government. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. So if you think things get wild here, just
no, we're good.
We're good. Yeah.
Any controversy here, we work through in theory. So I definitely have more relaxed vibe here. Yeah,
indeed. And of course we have to travel like that sometimes to, maybe even better understand ourselves. So partner city, twin city with Bethlehem.
Maybe, yeah.
How long before we finalize this?
I don't know. I have some stuff set up. I'm going to talk a little bit more. I don't really know what goes into this. It's been a while, I think, since Wausau has done kind of a sister city vibe thing. I keep saying vibe. I guess that's what I'm doing today. But It's been a while. I know we have a sister city relationship with a city in China, and I think there might be another one, but we'll see.
Wow,
this would be interesting.
Yeah, because this is news to me. I didn't know we had.
It's news to everybody. I've not talked about this with anybody internally.
Right.
but it was something I talked about with the leadership in Bethlehem because I was there for a while.
Yeah, indeed. And I guess I did not know Wausau had a sister city in China. That seems like that's a relationship we haven't really been cultivating.
No, I don't know when it started, but actually, if you go upstairs in Eric Lindman's office, there's this really neat kind of light that they gave us. It's glass and beautiful. So you can check it out on your way out.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll look forward to seeing when we develop this relationship with Bethlehem.
Hey, if people are interested, let me know.
All right, will do. Now that we've broken that, possibly. Let us know, I guess, speaking of, kind of government and controversies, where are we at right now with PFAS? I know it seems like we've been in a bit of a holding pattern here,
sure,
but we should be finding out in the next few weeks just exactly what our way forward with this is going to be.
Yeah, so we just had a Wausau Waterworks Commission meeting where we talked through 3 options. Maybe 4. There were a couple different alternatives related to how we can remediate the PFAS from our drinking water. Some take longer than others, just based on supply, based on the media, based on the building that needs to take place. Others are more expensive. So we kind of talked through this. We didn't feel comfortable making a decision at that meeting, and we especially want to explore the financing. So in the next week or 2, you'll see a special committee meeting where we'll talk about financing for that special the special add-on that we're doing to our facility. So one of the things is that we want to make sure we are procuring things correctly so that we can get reimbursed using either maybe bipartisan infrastructure dollars, maybe it's ARPA, whatever it is. But we have very specific procurement policy we have to follow. These are federal dollars. And we also want to do it the right way too. So we want to make sure that we're following those financing rules completely.
Yeah, because I know one thing that a lot of people have been concerned about, especially with the way that we're talking about, we have to get it down to a certain number under that 20 parts per trillion mark. Or what some on the council had said was, we don't want to target just 20, we want to just get it as low as possible. Right. There's been some concern that this could increase water rates higher than they already have been with the new drinking water treatment plant and the upgrades at the wastewater plant as well.
Yeah, so that was one of the things we talked about that our firm that we worked with on the design kind of talked through. And I want to say the most expensive version was it would increase the bill between $3 and $10 a quarter. I'm not quite sure where that landed, but that's what we need to parse through with our financial advisor, make sure that we're looking at things correctly, make sure that the public has that information, so we're doing it the right way. And if we go lower than 20 parts per trillion, which we might be regulated to, right? We don't have the EPA regulatory standard yet, so at least not at the taping of this. So it could be that we have to go lower than that. I'm not sure. So we want to make sure we have all of our information in front of us as we make those decisions. Yeah,
because as they've said in Weston, we can put something in right now, and then we may need to rip it out in 3 years and redo it again because of the way the regulations come out with this at the federal level, which of course then would go nationally.
Yep. Well, yeah, and you've seen some other states doing different things too. I mean, California's standards are a little bit different. Maine's standards are a little different. Maine is being very aggressive on everything from the drinking water to the wastewater. So, I mean, those are things that I'm guessing that the EPA and the DNR are looking at as well.
Indeed, and we will see what happens with this because we're getting down to crunch time. You've said this new plant is going to be online by August or so, and that's almost here.
Yep. We got to get there. And if you're interested, our finance committee and city council will take up replacement filters for those pitchers we've been doing. That will be on the agenda for Tuesday, and it will go directly to council same night. So I'm expecting support on that.
Indeed, and mine is working great at home, and my cat loves it.
See, really, it's about making sure that everybody gets the water they need.
Exactly, especially my cat, because there is not a thing I will not do for him.
I really like knowing that about you.
Exactly.
Crazy cat guy.
Exactly. Speaking of loving things that are younger than us.
Oh boy, where are we going?
You got some great financing for childcare, and this is something that has been on the table for you going back to your days on the county board. But you were talking about how many daycares we've lost here in Marathon County, and how many specifically here in Wausau. You were just saying if you want to get in at the YMCA, it's a 3-year wait. Well,
that's what my friend was told. So so this is one of those issues. Again, I think it might be the age I am, where a lot of my friends have babies and children, and we talk a lot about what is going on here. It's expensive. It's a wait, and you want to make sure that your kid is getting the best quality care they can. So since the recession, Marathon County has lost 55% of its childcare options. That is a ton. So that's something that's been on my mind. You've heard me advocating during the bipartisan infrastructure bill stuff that, this is really an important thing. Well, the state came in and they said, all right, we've got a grant opportunity, and we don't want to just give you money to do the same thing so you run out of money then. So what we really want to do is build the infrastructure, the thought leadership, and the actual infrastructure for these childcare centers. So we got awarded $75,000 for strategic planning for our county. I can't take credit for it, really. I support it 100%, but the county had some folks working really hard on it. We had Liz working really hard on it. We had 19 other agency partners working on this application. And that was one of the things they said stood out about us, is that we already, just to fill this out, we brought everyone in right away. So thanks to everybody that helped us, we were awarded, and we're going to get going.
Yeah, and I can tell you're excited about
I know, I'm starting to sweat again. I'm when are we going to open more childcare centers? And, quality childcare centers, the birth to 3 time frame is so important.
Yeah, And so just exactly, what is that going to take? Because this isn't something that just happens overnight. And obviously there's a lot of licensing procedures too, and you have to have the right people in place to be running these facilities.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about a lot of things as far as, like where should childcare facilities be located? Are they convenient to people? What are the hours of operation, right? Like we have people working second shift. Is that something that we need to consider? Do we need to have childcares that are operating at night so that people can work? Do we need to make sure that the childcare workers are earning a fair wage? I mean, that's a huge thing. That has been forever an issue, that making $13 an hour for one of the most important jobs you can have, not really that great. So we want to make sure that people are compensated fairly, they have the education that they need, and that they have the support they need. So that's really the other thing that we talked a lot about, is that people go into childcare because they love children, right? They want to help children, they want to help families. They don't go into it because they love business. I mean, some of them might. So we want to make sure that they have the resources they need in order to build up their business acumen too. So they have childcare, they have the business, they're able to be successful. So that's what we're looking at. Hopefully $75,000 is enough for that strategic planning, but we'll also have grants for folks that are providers that want to participate in this process, $5,000 each. So
yeah, and what can we expect then out of this? Are we going to have some strategic planning, brainstorming sessions, possibly some public input sessions with this as well?
We'll have some work. The county is really going to do some lifting as far as scheduling some of that, but Liz will be deeply involved. She's very passionate about this topic too. So we'll start to meet this summer. We're working with the DHS. We're working with some of the financing organizations. I forget the name of the financing organizations, but I met them last week. So a lot of really passionate people. So the goal is to just sprint and get there.
So how many, ideally then, how many more childcare facilities would you say Wausau needs right now, or have we not established that yet?
Yeah, that's going to be something that we'll have to figure out. And additionally, people are relying on childcare that maybe isn't a facility, or maybe it isn't regulated, or maybe people are staying with grandparents or aunts and uncles or whatever that is. So we want to understand, like, what do people need? What do they need? So that's kind of where we're at, and we'll be counting, we'll be strategizing, it'll be good.
And of course, this will all be right up Mary Katie's alley.
Oh, yes. Children, goats, like what else? Water now.
Yes, strategic planning is what I was more going for.
You're right.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're doing at our council meeting is we're trying to keep the agenda short, but I'm sure when it comes out, it's going to be not as short as I wish, because afterwards we'll go into our strategic planning mode. We're going to talk to the council members, because we have several new ones, about their priorities, and make sure that our strategic plan is ready and we're meeting all the expectations of our council members too.
Yes, indeed, and then of course in turn meeting the needs of the citizens, right?
Oh yeah. We talked to a lot of people, and I think we have some really good goals already, but I'm interested to make sure that we have the council's, alignment too.
And then I'm sure you talked with a lot of people at the first concert on the square last week as well. What was the reaction from last week? Because I saw you were there. You were there on Twitter, but what was the reaction from that?
Oh yeah, everyone was very happy to get out together. It was packed. Oh my gosh. So people were very pleased. It was good. It was really good to come together. I wish it was a little bit warmer, but I'll take what I can get.
Exactly.
It wasn't snowing.
Exactly.
Only a few sprinkles.
Yes, indeed. Well, Mary Katie, we always appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We look forward to chatting again next month.
See you later.